The Federal Medical Center, Keffi, in Nasarawa State has for many years been grappling with lack of bed spaces. And to end the challenge, the management of the medical center awarded a 998 million naira contract for the construction of a twin-ward 100-bed space. TVC News correspondent Godwin Agwam in this investigative mission seeks to find out whether due process was followed in the award of the contract.
The Federal Medical Center, Keffi, is the only federal tertiary health institution in Nasarawa State. The hospital is a referral for satellite town residents of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. This has caused a high influx of patients on a daily basis, leading to lack of bed spaces in the hospital.
About my baby, she's 8 years old, and then I bring her to clinic. There is one boy in her eyes, and then we come, they send us for scanning. They say it's lipoma. So they're supposed to perform operation, and then they say no bed space. And then my baby, she's in the school, she's disturbing me that, Mommy, I should remove this thing because children have been disturbing her in the class.
It's not bed space, but they are treating us well. It's only that bed space be the problem here, but the treatment is all.
The 100 twin-ward bed spaces is a project introduced by the management of the hospital to provide more bed spaces. Even though it's a laudable initiative, the management of the hospital was found to have breached many sections of the 2007 Procurement Act. In 2021, the project was awarded to John Goodman Global Human and Logistic Resources to the tune of 998 million naira. The medical center claims to have so far spent the sum of 485,800,000 naira on the project. But data from Budget and Open Treasury, a reliable platform, reveals that the hospital could only account for the receipts of 402,805,000 naira on the portal. This has brought about a discrepancy from the amount captured on the platform and the amount claimed to have been expended by the hospital. The breakdown as seen in the portal of the amounts expended shows that in October 2021, a total sum of 64,030,000 naira was paid in two tranches as 30% mobilization fee to the contractor. Additional payments of 85,373,000 in January, 9,662,000 in March, 51,300,000 in May, and 117,830,000 in September were made for the projects. In October 2023, the sum of 33,575,000 was paid to the contractor, and most recently, in November 2023, the sum of 41,032,000 naira was made as additional payment for the project. Investigations revealed that the management of the hospital resorted to self-help and adjusted the original approved plan of the ward from 100 bed spaces to 116 bed spaces without approval. Article 224 of the 2007 Procurement Act states that the invitation for bids shall be advertised on the notice board of the procuring entity, any official website of the procuring entity, and at least 2 national newspapers. It further states that such notice should be published in the procurement journal not less than 6 weeks before the deadline for submission of the bids. It was revealed that the medical center ignored this section of the Act, published the invitation for bids in only one national daily and a weekly publication without revealing the name. This has raised concerns about the genuineness of the award of the contracts. Dr. Yahya Adamu is the medical director of the hospital. In this interview with TVC News, he argued that due process was followed in the award of the contracts. The medical director also gives reasons for adjusting the original plan of the contract despite not seeking for a new approval.
I, as the chief executive of this hospital, conceived the fact that all the time patients are crying of inadequate and lack of beds for admission for themselves or for their relations. And when I noticed this was the situation, I bring out the concept that we should get an extra bed space And this is not something that has been long. We started it in December 2021. Okay? And the provision made actually for this job project commenced from November, December, and then it transited into 2022. Whatever we had was to complete phase 1. And this project was initially conceived to be a 100 beds structure. Along the line, when we went into design and construction, the consultant, in line with the consultant handling the project, we felt the same space can accommodate 116 beds. So we changed the concept, because for the same amount of money, if we can get more space, because the challenge here is lack of space. If you can get more space, I don't think there's anything wrong.
The MD takes us on an inspection tour on the project to assess the level of work done to prove his innocence. But our investigation reveals that the contractor, John Goodman Global Human and Logistics Resources, is yet to pay his annual returns, despite receiving his recent payment on the 4th of November. Efforts to reach out to the contractor was not successful, as there was no contact details and the address on the Corporate Affairs Commission website could not be located. Despite refusing to lead us to the contractor, the MD came up in his defense.
When we started that one, we verified his documents, and he was qualified. In fact, we had pre-qualification. It was an open competitive bidding. Everything was checked in presence of everybody. And it was also verified at the below public
papers,
yes.
And then the journal, 2 national
papers. Sure.
Evidence, there are evidence.
Yes, you want that, you can get that. Yes, sure. Sure, it was done.
Okay.
So every necessary process needed for the award of this contract were done, and he was duly qualified and found worthy of being given the job before he was given. Our job is, what did the CAC say about his registration? It is a CAC that certify your address as you claim. I don't know if you understand me. So if CAC has deemed it fit that his address was okay and he was duly registered, I do not think because he has applied for a job, I will now send my people, go and look for this address. Is this person real or is not real? That is not part of my responsibilities.
The explanation by the MD and the evasion of due process in awarding the contracts leaves much to be desired. Godwin Agwam, TVC News, Keffi.